Hi you guys, it's me again, Ethar. Ethar, um, I just want to sort of I just want to sort of do like another real quick video, just to sort of like talk about another topic, in this like sort of overall subject of teaching and like going into teaching. Yeah, so going into teaching as a career, whatever, what have you. Okay. So I wanted, so like the topic for this video is that, so like I wanted to talk. So the topic or whatever, is that I just sort of wanted to see if I could go over, why I chose special education in particular. Um, so I guess like when you go into education and teaching, it seems like you can choose sort of like any like subject area sort of to teach and to go into. Because some people some folks they go into like teaching math, and other people they prefer to teach like social studies and all that. So I was just sort of thinking like I might be able to go over why I decided to go with special education in particular. That's why I wrote down here in my journal here, like the topic. I just quickly jotted down like one sentence or something. No, not this part. Sorry, what the heck? Like this thing. I just wrote down like a sentence and stuff here, and a quick little thing about like the main idea of what I wanted to discuss today or something. Um, but so yeah, I just wanted to like sort of see if I could go over this topic and sort of explain it a little bit, explain myself a little bit, or whatever. I don't know. So yeah. So I guess like just to begin with, the first thing I should probably say or whatever is that I when I first like was considering like going into teaching and stuff as a career, I was sort of thinking that I would do um like ESL teaching. See, for me like I like for me in my case, I always sort of like knew that I wanted to like teach a specific area, like a specific group of students, or like a specific type of student. Um so like I wasn't really looking into teaching like being like a third grade teacher or fourth grade teacher, or anything like that, or even like seventh grade language arts teacher or anything like that. Just because I wanted to sort of narrow in on like a niche of students, sort of like a particular like special um I don't say category of students, but yeah, um like a group of students who might need like some sort of specialized service. So that's why I sort of in the beginning I was looking into ESL, English as a second language, and I was also looking into special education. Um, and in the end, I chose special ed. I think the main reason why I went with I think the main reason why I ended up going with special education rather than like ESL or something is because I just sort of I think I was looking at it sort of from the angle of like how can I sort of use my own skills and talents or whatever, like sort of like how can I make this work in the best way, sort of, for the students, like, or like for my future class students, and how can I like use what I already like know, sort of, and how can I sort of like combine my interests and talents with like what would be best in the classroom setting, because I think like when it comes to teaching ESL and stuff, like if I had chosen ESL, English as a second language teaching, I think I I think I could have done it. It could have been okay, but I don't think it was my main passion at the time. um because like language and English language learning is very fascinating. I mean, I took English literature for my undergrad. But I mean, that was just like language, English literature. It wasn't like education or like anything like that. It wasn't it didn't have to do with like teaching English as a second language or anything. So I have a little bit of like a language background, but or like I just studied it a little bit, but I didn't do a little bit of like writing and grammar and stuff like classwork or whatever in undergrad, but um I think that like when I like for the time being, like when I like these days when I'm trying to like figure out what to do going forward and what to do for my like second degree program, sort of, or whatever, I was like, yeah, ESL is cool. I really do like the idea of ESL, and I still like I'm really drawn to it. I do enjoy that thing of like helping immigrant youth and students whose first language isn't really English, to just sort of acquire the language as best as they can, and just sort of like be an advocate for the non-English speaking community within the school. Um, yeah, I'm sure that would have been fabulous. I mean, I'm still looking at that like, yeah, that would have been something, you know, cool. It would have been interesting. But in the end, I chose special education. Um, I chose special ed because I think that working with students who have disabilities and special learning needs, sort of like unique learning needs, I think that might be more like stimulating for me somehow. Um, like it might be more interesting for me. Um, cause um I don't really I guess like if it came down to like no, they're both like really interesting fields though, like, but I think like so like if I had to like choose one, really just choose one, I guess it would be special ed. Even though I really I would have liked, I'm sure I would have enjoyed the language thing and the English as a second language um choice, or like that trajectory. I think the thing with language and ESL, and choosing ESL as a career or whatever, like teaching ESL, I mean, as a career, um, I think it's a very fascinating field. I mean, because you got students who come from like, um, the subcontinent, like India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, and stuff like that. You get students, a lot of Spanish speaking students come in through ESL sometimes. You got people maybe somewhere in Africa, like I'm from, I'm Sudanese. I'm from Sudan originally. And I, immigrated here with my family when I was little. But I mean, so yeah, so ESL and whatever would have been fun. I guess it would have been cool, but special ed is also equally cool, and it was such a toss up for me. It was such a toss up because, I wasn't like you know, I was nervous about this whole thing. Like, I wasn't like sure, even like to go into teaching. Like I wasn't sure if teaching would be right for me or whatever. Um, the thought of it makes you like jittery, makes me like nervous because I don't really know how I'm gonna be as a teacher. I don't know if I'll be that good. Um, but I think maybe once I get over the nerves and like the 3 month hurdle, like the 1 year to 3 year hurdle, and maybe for me it might take like 5, 6, 7, a decade, 10 years or something to really get comfortable with it. Cause I'm like so bad sometimes, but so like I guess like in terms of teaching special ed or anything like that, um you have to come at it like very confident, assured in what you're doing, and like yeah. So I think they're both like cool. I think ESL, like I said before, um I'm sure that would have been equally as interesting as teaching special education. I just think that like when it comes to language and um sort of learning language and acquiring like a new language, I think being in that general setting as like the teacher who's trying to help them pick up the language uh, easily or whatever. Um, like I said, I don't know why I was so like weird about it or whatever. Like, I don't know why I can't explain what I mean, but like language acquisition. I guess what I meant to say. I'm trying to say whatever was like language acquisition and stuff like that. That seems like so fascinating. I'm sure it's lovely, like just sort of being a ESL teacher and just sort of helping students who are not fully fluent yet in English to gain proficiency. Um and I come from a Arabic speaking background, like, cause me and my family we speak it at home. My family is much more fluent than I am because they like my household because we sort of immigrated to America when I was like 5 years old, and but we immigrated from Sudan for the most part. We came here from Sudan, and so my family, of course, they speak Arabic fluently, but like my two older siblings and my parents. But for me, I'm just like my Arabic is very broken because I never like got to study it in a systematic way, and so I just came here. I mean, I did know it when I was little, very well, sort of like my first baby words and stuff were in Arabic actually, because I was born in Sudan actually, but I left when I was 2 years old, so that's why I can't really I didn't have get a chance to grasp the language, the native language over there and stuff. I didn't get a chance to like really absorb the language. I wish I could have stayed over in Sudan until I was like stayed over there until I was like 10 or something, so I could really just have like be like bilingual fully. But now my like receptive, like I understand a lot, but I can't sometimes I can't articulate fully, although I can get by, I feel, in it, so but that's not fluency, right? But oh yeah, and people tell me like I have an accent in English, which I never noticed until people pointed it out. I don't think it's an accent. I think it's like a slant or something. I don't think it's like a full blown accent or anything. It might be. Who knows? I don't know. But so that was like my sort of like tiny little backstory about how I actually come from like a second language background myself, because English is not my first language, my native language, and I could have been an ESL teacher, like teaching English to immigrant youth like myself, like I was back in the day, way back many years ago. Um, So that was one option. But the second option sort of made more sense to me. The special education option kind of, I think that that option kind of made more sense for some reason at this particular time. And it made more sense for me because I had so many like sort of um like I just had so many moments when I was like really sort of uh, like attracted to the idea of like disability and people who have special needs, and sort of helping them meet their needs and like learn and grow to the best of their capacity and abilities. I'm still learning so much in life, and I learn more from like other people, I think, than I could ever teach anybody, because I'm not really that like together or whatever, so I don't have it all together or anything by any means. So I feel like they'll teach me way more than I'll teach them, because we all have something to offer. So I'm talking about like my students, hopefully, when I get there or whatever. Like my special education students. But so like I think that special education sort of like made much more sense to me than teaching ESL. Um, that's mainly because I think I've just always been more fascinated um fascinated by the disability and the special needs community and like stuff like that, more so than languages and like helping people learn English or helping people acquire language. Although I think both of them are very worthwhile and they're both really cool fields. I think, it kind of sort of depends on like what you find most interesting at the moment, I guess. Um, but a small little note here that I sort of want to add is that like even though I sort of like chose special education, um, like teaching, even though I chose like teaching special ed as like my career or whatnot, um, I should probably add that this is only in terms of like K through 12. So like I'll be in like schools hopefully and stuff, but like I want to teach ESL still to like adult learners. So I was thinking like I could do like a certificate in um ESL and teaching ESL to adult learners. I'll probably try to do that at Nova, at my local community college college here, like my local area here in Sterling. I know the classes for that start in the summer. So like at the end like of the certificate program at the community college, you actually get like certified. I think it's like a year-long program or a year and a half or two or something, but so it's like an actual like program in teaching English to speakers of other languages, and so you become like fully certified or whatnot, and not certified, but like you become like you. I don't even know like what the whole title of it is or whatever, like, but at the end, I know at the end you get like qualified and stuff to teach ESL, or sorry, to teach to teach English to speakers of other languages. So like I was thinking I would be like a special ed teacher for like my day job, and then like in the evenings or maybe on like weekend mornings or something, I would teach ESL to adult learners. I think so. I think that's what I want to do. Um as nerve-wracking as that sounds for me, because as nervous as it is, I think I should go ahead and do that. I think so. I mean, yeah. It's been like such a weird journey even getting to this point, but Allah Akbar, Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah, all praise be to God. But I didn't really like like have like huge plans about sorry I didn't have like huge plans about like going into like this type of thing, but I was like, this might fit me, this might make sense for me. Hopefully it might end up working out. See if this might work out. um but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting because like you know kind of wish I sort of would have figured this out earlier or like sooner. Like I wish I could have sort of figured out that I wanted to teach and stuff. I wish I could have known that from before, sort of. Um, cause like now it's kind of like I'm like 30 and I'm turning 30 in a few days, and I mean, so yeah, I'm turning 30, and I haven't even really begun my teaching career yet. But that's okay. I mean, I guess it's all good or whatever. I mean, so yeah, because I didn't set out to be a teacher or anything like that. I didn't set out for it. Like that wasn't my like plan from the get go or whatever it's called. But now I'm just like, all right, at least now I have like a plan ahead of me, and at least now I have like a journey that I can go through and something to help me get up in the morning, sort of something to sort of wake me up in the morning. Because like before, honestly, like I was like really drifting. I wasn't sure like what I wanted to do exactly. um I just wasn't like 100% certain about it. I was like, okay, I graduated from my English lit thing. Okay, what now? Like, should I try to go into like publishing like I always sort of planned? But like, that's just like work and stuff. I don't want to do that. Like, going into the publishing industry. Should I work like as a grant writer at a nonprofit or whatever? That's like really heavy lifting and stuff. Like, that's just like a lot of mental work, right? It's a lot of like, well, but it's for a good cause, of course, and it's very good work and stuff. But like, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do like the whole 9 to 5. I don't know if I want to work like a regular 9 to 5 job, like all like everybody else seems to be doing or whatever. I was like, you know, can I be a teacher? Can I be a teacher? It's almost like I had to like ask permission from God or something, from God or the universe or like God subhanahu wa ta'ala to do. But then I was like, you know what, if you want to, I'm sure you can make it happen. I'm sure like it'll be okay. I don't know why I get so scared about stuff in my life. Like, I don't know. Because I thought I was like, okay, what should I do? Like, I was really like worried about it in the beginning, and I was like, what should I go into like film? Because I was like, okay, now I really want to go into like being like a going into film production, like being a behind the scenes film, um, like post production worker, or I guess it's called like film editor, like for videography and filmography, whatever. And then I was like, all right, well, that as creative as that is, that's still like work that I'm not sure I really want to be like committed to 100%, right? And then I was like, okay, I went down the list of like every possibility that might work out for me, that might fit me. And in the end, I was like, okay, teaching. All right, teaching seems to be like very interactive because I did have some experience in like teaching sort of before. I was like, all right, this seems like very like interactive and like performative, sort of like you're like actually talking in front of people a little bit, like youth, students, because and then you have to like be very creative. Like you can get really creative with it, but you don't have to like um it's not like how do I put it, like it's something that you can get very like fun, interactive with it, but you can also it has such serious moments too. But you have to like sort of think on your feet, and it's very like I feel like there's no room. There's no room for like with teaching and stuff. Like there's no room for um how do I put it? It's not really a thing where you have to sit by yourself like at a desk or whatever and produce a lot of stuff all the time, like assignment after assignment. Um, because I just sort of want to stay away from that if I could. And then I was like, all right, teaching seems to be more about like social service, like in a helping profession, like social service profession, and it's very like talk based and interactive. And I feel like even if I have a tendency to like not be very cognitively like inclined or something, like cognitively strong or like very focused throughout long stretches of time, I feel like it's okay because at least teaching is more about like talking and being interactive with the youth and forming bonds with them and like um you know imparting the knowledge to them, teaching the subjects, and making it like creative and like very making like the lessons very like interactive and everything. So I was like, okay, this seems to be something that might be okay for me. I mean, it could be okay for me. Why not try it? But as shy as I am sometimes, I was like, you know what, this might be better for you, Ethar, because like you don't have to sit at a desk the whole time and do a lot of mental work. Some of that work is really important, that mental work that people do, like the research and writing and stuff that people do. I mean, I feel like that's what drives the world forward sometimes, is these like nonprofit types of work and all that, and this business oriented type of work, and the sort of political type of work, and international relations and whatnot. All of that is like kind of like the necessities of life, and it's very important, and I applaud like everybody who's in that, like severely applaud them, because like it's exhausting. I'm sure it's really exhausting. I'm sure it's very like stressful, and like hopefully it's not too stressful, but I'm sure it's very cognitive. Like you have to be sharp, man. You have to be like on your game with that, man. It's like you have to like really like come up with a lot of research and writing and speaking to like adults in the room, and maybe giving like going to like these conferences and like presenting your stuff, and or maybe just in your little organization, like just within your community or within your business organization. It can get like very intense, like that whole type of thing, right? And like corporate America and like the nonprofit world, community organizations, and you know that type of stuff, like corporate America, or like even the private sector and the public sector, nonprofit sector, all that stuff, all that. I mean, we need that. We need that. We really do. So I don't want to like down that type of thing. Like I don't want to like, like by saying that like I wasn't really into it. Like I don't want to like insult that part of life or whatever, because like we can't live without that. We can't live without that stuff. You know, we can't live without it, because it's like it's what makes the world go round and stuff. But for me, I didn't want to do something big or whatever. I didn't want to do anything big. I really did not want to sort of let myself like lead myself sort of down a road where I would regret it later on, or like I'd be like, this is cool, like this is for a really good cause and everything, but I can't, and that's okay too. That's all right. That's all right. We all have something to offer at the end of the day, and it's no big deal. It's okay. yeah, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But like, don't worry. You know. someone else can do it. Someone has to do it. Someone else. We have a lot of people in that already. So, and then we need teachers too. We need like gardeners, like people who garden. We need like um chefs, and we need like clothing, textile, designers. Like, we need everyone. I think. Yeah, I think, yeah. Everyone's cool, Everyone's cool in my book. I don't judge anybody for anything. I think, you know, God loves us all equally, the creator. I don't know. That spiritual thing. I think so, yeah. So, but anyway, so I don't really know. I don't know, whatever. But, cuz like I don't want to like think about it anymore. Like I don't want to, I didn't want to like sort of obsess over this type of thing anymore. So, you know, I didn't want to like overthink it, sort of. But it's really interesting because sorry. Excuse me. So I think it's kind of interesting because you have like so many options, sort of, in life. You have so many like different things you could go into. I'm glad I chose teaching. I hope it goes okay. Maybe I should just have more like hope and faith that it'll go okay. So I should. I don't know. Hopefully. I feel like I'm trying to like get into it and stuff. But yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just like rambling. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. And آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Okay, well, thank you. Alhamdulillah. Bye. Bye. See ya. Bye. It's a cool wall back here. It's like, oops.